Welcome to the Three Dot Podcast. We are back again this week. A few announcements. We are now officially on Spotify. If you haven't gotten a link yet, you can find us there at the Three Dot Podcast. We still are on YouTube, obviously at Three Dot Media. And then you can find us on X and Instagram, and we're making a TikTok. You can see it right there below me. Three Dot Podcasts. I wanted to make a correction for Willie G, our producer. He is a former Barstool employee. I believe I said intern last week. He's also a Cornell graduate. And like all Cornell graduates, they end up producing a local podcast. So shout out to Willie for helping us out. John was supposed to be on this week, but he flaked, which is going to be expected. And that's why Will's the lead producer. And then today we are going to do a performance review of Will. We're going to try to get some audience feedback as well. I believe we have Phil on to do that. People know him from previous episodes. If you don't, go back and listen. The depression that comes with knowing you've hit a peak. Will's work party, a birthday dinner for myself, and then a coffee maker was the highlight of the weekend. With the announcement of us being on Spotify, I want to give a shout out to two local musicians from the Toledo area. Summer School. I think it'd be like a Rick Astley would be a comparison. He does some disco stuff. Very cool. And then Oliver Hazard. They do tours all over the place. Graduated with all of those guys. So look them up on Spotify as well. Honored to share the platform with them. Honored. And as we go to the performance review, I want to say today almost didn't happen because I almost reactively fired Will. And Will, you want to pop in?
There was no way I wasn't going to be here, dude.
No. But let me just picture me though. So you don't know because older episodes, James and Phil sometimes would have day of conflicts. Like day of, they'd be like, "Oh, I actually can't make it."
So I can understand how that'd be triggering.
So you text me at 10:30, and you're like, "Oh, by the way, I forgot I have engagement photos at noon, and we're supposed to record at 11:30."
The only reason I was even tripping about it a little bit, the weather's really shitty here, so we're waiting it out anyway.
Yeah, you're in New York. I just want
the dreariest part.
Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
Phil is also on Spotify as Filet Mignon. I did not mean to. He's going to be on the show, so I want to shout out him as well. But no, so you said that, and I immediately go, "Are you fucking serious?" Because I'm having flashbacks of James and Phil, and then you just say relax.
Having
you said relax, I almost had a heart attack. I swear to God.
And then you said, "Do not tell me to relax." In my next message, relax.
And then you said relax. Yeah, exactly. And then I muted.
And then you relaxed.
I'm relaxed now. In the moment, I was not. But if we want to pop Phil on as well,
yeah, let's do that.
What's happening?
Yeah, so Phil, people know, has been on the show many times. He listened to this most recent episode, so I'm going to have him help us as part of our audience to go through the Spotify list on how to grow your podcast, which is very good advice. We'll go through that very seriously. And also, let's give Will a performance review here.
I'm
Phil,
taking notes.
So Phil, what were your thoughts on the most recent episode of the 3 Dot Podcast?
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, you guys, it was seamless. It wasn't really, nothing seemed forced. It was all natural. I liked it.
Little does he know, we had done this show probably a year straight in a Discord chat by ourselves.
Before 3 Dot, I was doing the Cheddar Show every night in the Discord.
We would just have long form discussions about the world and how it was falling apart, and that sort of became the foundation of what is now 3 Dot, right?
And now it's the theme. Yeah, the theme is that society's breaking down.
Yeah.
I had some notes on Will. Notes on Will specifically, Phil? Do you have anything
as a human being,
positive or critical? Human being, production.
I mean, he's definitely hostile towards Lions fans, apparently. So I mean,
no, just the whole state of Michigan.
Now you're just getting upset.
Stick to the issue, Phil. Stick to the issue. We're talking about the episode. We're not talking about the Lions right now.
He's so excited, dude.
I
would be too. If the Bills were playing, that's all I'd be talking about.
And it just factors in the fact that this is the first year I got season tickets, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay, Phil.
Will, you did great. I thought it was good. He produced. It was good content.
That's not
all you're really looking for.
Hold on. Phil, I'll lay out some criticisms, Van, and you can respond to them since you don't want to
sounds
seem
good.
to
Please,
go
that
all
would
in
be
with
great.
this.
That would be great. You're
the-
closer to the situation anyways.
The top criticisms, number one I have on there from this morning is don't tell me to relax, because that made it to the top of the list. Some people said you were too high. That was not me. I'm saying some people said towards the end. But Phil comments
the
on
Seth
that.
Rogen laugh was coming out in full force by the end of the episode.
It was very prevalent. So
but that's why I have the notebook out. I'm working on it.
The first 40 minutes were coherent, and then for the last half hour, you were just gone.
But to be fair, I didn't see the pre-show hit when I listened on Spotify.
Oh Jesus!
I just witnessed it. I'm like, oh, now it makes sense.
Yes.
No, that was that got me comfortably high. I was a little uncomfortable.
It's to bring him back to zero. Yeah. And then Will's already improved and said so, but another one was that he talked over too much. Phil, did you notice any of that as a listener?
I didn't notice it really too bad. I didn't think it was too bad.
I thought it was only a few points, but people are critical. People don't like things that are new.
It just happens in natural conversation. So I mean,
that's also true.
And that's, in my opinion, that's what you want a podcast to be.
And because I don't want to be all negative, the positives are, one, the video was great. The popping in and out was great. Sound was great. We got an audio file up that night. I mean,
that night,
I think the positives outweigh the negatives. And I was telling people, I was like, I would rather have someone talk too much and then have them dial it back than have someone that doesn't talk and I'm trying to force stuff out of them. Right. I mean, I'd much rather have it that way. I mean, like when Phil and James and I did the show, Phil would be sitting there sometimes not paying attention, and I'd much rather have someone that's overly engaged than not paying attention.
I'm guilty of that. I will.
Yeah, exactly.
That. But guess what? I'm better now.
We're not picking Phil apart. What are we doing?
I'm picking anyone apart. It's a 3 Dot podcast.
That was years ago.
That was a year ago.
A lot
that was like 3 weeks ago, bro.
That's also true. We did one not that long ago.
Oh man! Do you want to hold on? Let me see if I can get this up real quick.
Will's a magician now.
Hold on, share screen, window. Aha! There we go.
Yeah,
gentlemen.
So let's go through how to grow the 3 Dot podcast according to Spotify.
Why did that not work? Did you see that?
I can see it.
All right, but yeah, it's not moving. Hold on, let me do a little refresh.
All right.
It wasn't moving. All right, there we go. Okay.
How to grow.
I'm not a great reader.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's mainly highlights, but as you see in that last one there, that's why we put together these tips for growing your podcast audience. So let's go through these.
We need tips.
Yeah, target your specific audience. So
so who is our audience?
Phil, I think Phil's part of it, but he's also part of the show. That's the thing. Target your specific audience. I don't want to be overly niche.
The boys.
See, it says find your niche. I don't want a niche.
I don't want a niche either. I want to be top.
I
want to be topical.
Right. I know you were kind of joking, but in a weird way, this podcast very much is for the boys.
A little
100%.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't expect many females to be interested in what we're talking about. I mean, maybe my little sister, she might be interested, but she also is non-hetero. So
if you look at this, the more specific your topic, the easier it is to identify and appeal to your audience. For example, growing up halal creators speak to a very specific community that they identify with young Muslim American women. I don't think we're going to be able to target Muslim American
women. I think young Muslim American women is a good starting place for us.
3 Dot
for
halal.
Me, at least.
we're gonna rebrand as 3 Dot halal, and we're gonna take over the market.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. There's another example. Similarly, Angela Belt's podcast, The Mood Board, focuses on the intersection of race, culture, and interior design.
With Nick.
a concept very specific and unique. It's like you said, though. If you want to be topical and do like more of a radio broadcast to appeal to more people, they don't want you to do that on Spotify. They want you to be as specific.
Okay.
They want you to find 50 people, and that's your audience.
It's a good thing that we are a multimedia, podcast.
Oh, see, they don't like us. Look at that last paragraph on that one. If your show switches topics or tones, you may want to narrow your focus.
And they might want to mind their own business.
Yeah, agreed.
Exactly.
All right, so research your podcast audience.
Okay, Phil. Q&A.
Yeah, go. Yeah, tell us about yourself, Phil.
Phil,
what are your hobbies?
Podcast. Well, we just said Q&A. What are the questions? Hit me with some questions. What do you want to know?
See, here's where I actually found this, and I was like, you can start by asking your listeners on Spotify via a podcaster's Q&A. If you're starting local, like, what do they want to know that they don't know? It's not like we're celebrities, and a Q&A is so insincere anyway. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my
it's
God.
not like all of this is very much like just get numbers. Like numbers don't mean anything.
You want to pull this article should be called "You want to pull numbies."
Yeah, get your numbies up.
Connect with your listeners. They threw something. They just threw into Chat GPT.
Exactly. This feels very redundant.
Yeah.
What's that bold part? You can foster a sense of community.
Where?
It's bold.
Oh, right here.
Yep. And then below that, for example, Teenager Therapy Podcast does an excellent job of speaking to their community of young people with similar experiences, challenges, and questions. On Instagram, they post video clips from their recording sessions and ask their 62,000 followers how they feel about topics. What are you going to do if 62,000, hey, that's great? Like what? Hey, I relate to that.
Okay, how would you answer this question? Would you be okay with a 9-to-5 lifestyle?
That's what I mean. How generic is, what kind of connectivity is that?
If I got paid the same way that I get paid now, yeah, I'd be fine with it.
I would rather have a Q&A where it's like, was Will too high?
Yeah.
That's a much more interactive question.
Here's another important question.
This is like Facebook and like right when it started. Hey guys, do you like a 9-to-5?
Like here's another important question. They have 62,000 followers. I have a Instagram myself, and considering that I get bots trying to follow me all the time, at least 30,000 of those are fake.
That's what I mean. Like this is very much like how to grow just numbers without any actual following.
Right. I can make 40,000 fake Instagram accounts and have them all follow me.
I can buy viewers for the next episode, and it would look amazing.
Dude, I was part of a podcast that was accused of buying views.
I remember
we were doing such numbers. So, I mean, to be fair, somebody did buy views. It wasn't anybody from the podcast. Somebody bought.
It was a sabotage move.
No, it wasn't. Actually, it turned out to be a vigilante.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, it was great.
I mean, I did buy views, but that's not for them to assume.
Yeah, exactly. On social media, here we go. We actually might need.
Oh yeah, this is good. This is good because I want them to tell me how to do social media.
Right.
I want Spotify to tell me.
Oh, here we go. Follow these tips. Post about every new episode on both your podcast and social media channel. Really?
Should I do that?
Use branded hashtags specific to your show so listeners can contribute. See, that's the other thing. Do you really want your listeners contributing to the conversation? I mean, we'll bring them on, sure, but do we really want them to contribute?
We're literally when we go to live recordings, we're literally going to post the link to the green room in the fucking comments. People are.
That's what I mean. A hashtag after the show.
If they want to interact with the show, they can as it's happening.
That's how you get a community.
That's how you build. Yeah.
What all these podcasters say, I'm a big Joe Rogan fan, but what they always say, don't read the comments. That's the one thing you do. I mean, you can say use this hashtag, but it's really just, in my opinion, to interact with other people who are commenting.
100%, yeah.
Oh, include hashtags about your topics and guests. So today, hashtag Phil Holtz. That's going to get a huge.
Phil Holtz.
That's going to do numbers.
Dives deep. Yo, what?
I tried to change my name, and it wouldn't let me.
Balls deep on today's topics.
Hashtag Phil Holtz balls deep.
Hashtag Holtz deep.
Yeah, because all those people searching for Phil Holtz, no disrespect to you, Phil, but all those 50,000 people that search Phil Holtz every day.
I'd rather them search for filet mignon. That's why I was trying to change the name.
Yeah.
Your rap name. Oh, here's a good one. Well, we can do this. Tag guest organizations, TV shows, artists, and anyone else mentioned in the episode.
Dude, I got a PP wax so bad when I was at Barstool for reaching out to a potential guest.
Dr. Drew.
I got my pants pulled down, dude. I don't want to talk about it. It was just, do not do that. No, do not reach out to people. Get good, and they will reach out to you.
That's what I mean. Just hey, we talked about The Rock. Tag The Rock. He's gonna reach. Like what? Nope.
That's not
And
going to happen.
Even if he did, you think his fans are gonna be like, oh, let me go look at this podcast and listen for an hour? No shot.
Ugh.
Post in relevant Facebook and Reddit groups. Oh yeah, let's get the Reddit crowd.
Reddit's a fucking porn site, dude.
Let's get the Reddit community in here. That's what we want.
Look at the incels. Yeah, that's what we want.
The mincel. Sorry.
I'd like mincels, but not incels. All right. I mean, this I can take care of. This is actually, yeah.
Yeah, that one makes sense.
Yeah, for the audio, that would be tailor additional short form video content.
Here we go. Host a giveaway contest. Because in case these numbers.
Oh, I can't be a part of that.
Well, just in general, in case these numbers weren't hollow enough, host a giveaway so people will just listen to try to get something free. That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at the last one. Be sure to tag at Spotify for podcasters. They're just marketing them themselves.
This was written by a robot.
It was all AI.
Yeah, that was not written by a human being. I know because I write like a robot. My valid, dude.
Are you ChatGPT?
I wish. I don't think that we should listen to any of that advice at all.
Outside of the TikTok one, I think we're good. I think that's my other thing is I would rather do a show that I feel like is good and have like 50 people listen than do that and it's all fake and we get more listeners, but no one really cares or even knows who we are.
100%. Like that's, I think the best like analogy for that would be like, you want to have to make shirts to order, you don't want to have to like order up like a bazillion shirts, right? You want to have like, mom and pop, the mom and pop of podcasting. That's
100% it. Brick and mortar, baby.
Yeah. 100%. Ground zero.
Speaking of which, Phil, we need to get that shirt out to Nick and Boise.
Yeah, that's I was going to bring that up earlier, but I didn't know if that would grind some gears.
No,
I didn't want to bring it up.
We need to do that. We called, so on one of our episodes, Will, we read a story, or Phil brought a story in about a bunch of sheep or buffalo, something
crossing a highway,
blocking a highway in Idaho. So we called a local store and talked to someone about it.
Oh man,
and we told them we would send them a shirt, but we didn't. We called twice actually. Yeah, that's true. But Nick and Boise, notes. We need to. I need to send them a shirt.
I have it. I wrote that down. Send Nick and Boise a shirt.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But Nick, do you remember the store that he worked at? Because I don't.
I could find it. I definitely I have it saved.
Okay. He was a great sport. He was awesome.
He didn't know.
Most people are. If you're kind, most people are good sports.
We also called it Denny's, and they were not kind. And the Canes.
The funniest part is when we called him the first time. Who am I speaking with? This is Nick, and then we're asking him about it. He's answering every single question.
Yeah,
a great sport. We call him the next week, and it's somebody else who answers. We're like, "Hi, is Nick available?" Yeah, he is. Hold on, and I'm like, "Oh my god."
And then he came on, and he remembered. He was all about it.
And she asked, she was like, "Can I ask who's calling?" And I think Nick was like, Nick with the 3 Dot Podcast."
Live to tape.
Live to tape.
You got to squeeze it in right at the beginning. Live tape. Hey, this is Nick with 3 Dot Podcast.
No, that's exactly what it was. Because we did that. We called Canes. We called a Canes restaurant and asked him about the Brian Hartline ATV accident.
That's a good one.
I still died laughing at the live to tape. Would you pay to hunt a cow?
That was a good question.
That was a great.
We had a fake business idea where you could pay to go hunt a cow and get the hunting experience, but it's just a cow.
That'd be pretty tough.
I thought of a plot twist to that.
What is it? You have to do it blindfolded?
No,
the cow is blindfolded.
The cows are also hunting you.
El Gato entered the studio.
Okay, that's Anthony. We can bring him on for the performance review.
That means the cat.
We'll bring it. Does it?
It does.
Oh my!
Oh boy, that gave off heavy Omegle vibes.
Did I mind chat roulette?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think I was gonna.
There he is.
Oh, dude, what's up?
Oh,
You're big time now.
I am, dude. Just sitting here playing Madden, stoned as piss.
Anthony, I don't think I've seen you since high school. So,
Going filet.
What's happening?
Lion's gonna tear it up tonight, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, I'm gonna put a bullet in my fucking brain.
Anthony, thoughts on the last episode, Will's performance?
I mean, everything was pretty good. You know, it's just another.
Don't lie to me, dude. You can tell, like if it was okay, like that's so vague.
Will wants to get torn down.
The more vague you are, the more I think that you're bullshitting me.
The Ohio State talk was good. I thought your laugh's pretty annoying, but I mean,
I was so fucking fake. My fault, man.
I've been known to have an annoying laugh too, so it's good.
Yeah, if Nick didn't make me laugh so fucking hard, right? Am I right, dude? You're so funny, Nick.
Shut the fuck up.
You're such a funny guy. And you're so handsome too. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Shut up.
Look at he's red. He's blushing, dude. Look at him.
I'm gonna fire you. I really am. I almost fired Will today.
He's also ripped.
No, I'm not ripped.
Not you. I'm saying Nick's ripped.
Oh, Nick? Oh. Okay.
No,
I see how defensive I got about that. I'm like, I'm not what? I don't smoke weed.
You literally said, let me do a dab real quick before we start.
That's a pre-show ritual. Ask anybody that I've done a show with. The show won't start. Something catastrophic would happen. Haley's comet would crash down on Earth.
Well, Anthony, any other thoughts on Will besides the annoying laugh? Or 3 Dot in general?
He's only had one episode. Hard to
yeah, do it again. Far. Do it again. Consistency, right? I feel like that's what I picked up from that. Do it again.
We've got thoughts from
Steer this ship, Nick.
What? Kick Anthony out.
All right, I will. Bye, Anthony. It was great to meet you.
I think we found our target audience. It's stoners.
That was great. I'm so happy that I was like, yo, Nick, you gonna captain this boat or?
Well, I
we're waiting for more. We're waiting for more feedback, but
that's what I mean. I would rather have you talking too much than like, all right, let's wait and see what happened. But he did say he did criticize the laugh, so that was good. I just wanted to get some real feedback.
Well, and at least I got to make fun of you too. That was good.
Make fun of me?
Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, well, no, I wasn't making fun of you. You really are funny. I was being genuine there, just with a very sarcastic undertone.
Tortellini. All right.
Yeah, tortellini.
So going into our peak conversation.
Hitting our peak. Yeah.
So this was a work situation. So when I'm on the line at work, I DJ, right? So I play all the music for 8 hours straight.
Yeah.
And Friday, we hit a great just vein of 90s hip hop. And I had 2 guys with me around the same age. At one point, we're all dancing. I played the Space Jam theme song, which took the roof off the place. Tootsie Roll. At one point, we're literally all jumping around and dancing, not even working. Then I ended it with Sandstorm. And the place, everyone just was going crazy. And it was great. It was amazing. I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is the best day at work ever. And then I was like, fuck, this was the best day at work ever. It's never gonna get better than this.
Oh no!
I was like, even if we
get any better than this,
I was like, if even if I play these songs again, it won't be the same. Nothing's ever gonna be the same.
It's not gonna hit the same. It's like that first hit of crack, dude. You're gonna be chasing that work day for the rest of your life.
Exactly. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, guys, you realize like how bad this is. Like everything is downhill from here. Like nothing will ever be as good as what we just accomplished today.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I had that probably when I was like in Pee Wee hockey tournament in Quebec at the World Championship tournament, that Pee Wee Quebec tournament that Ryan Whitney always talks about playing in.
Yeah.
I played in that as well. That was probably my peak, 13 years old. It's been downhill since then, man.
Oh, dude, that's the same thing. Like in baseball, like in high school.
No, you were a ball player.
Oh yeah, and before really fucked my arm up. I was throwing 90, like 91, like as a junior in high school, and then
Ohio baseball is very low key. It's
very
a slap
strong.
on. Yeah, we
Very
played
strong.
I forget what your divisions are, but we played the top. Was it 5A as highest or 6A?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Whatever it was at the time, we were a team out of Columbus. They had 2 Ohio State commits, dude, and they smacked the shit out of us.
You remember the name?
Orlando. Oh God, they were red. They weren't the team that Braxton went to, but they had a lot of brothers.
Well, there's one team in Columbus that's like always it's Olatanji. One of
They're
the
so nasty. They were so fucking good, dude. And they
Well,
had an Indiana commit too. It was like, what are we doing?
That's like even in like Northwest Ohio, like where I'm at in Toledo, like playing just summer ball there. Like there's a couple kids committed to Vanderbilt that were on one team, like wild.
Honestly, it's because kids are playing other sports in the other season. Like a lot of, I mean, Florida, they're playing baseball all year round, and kids are specializing earlier and earlier and earlier. And it's like, man, the only reason I was probably good at those sports was because I was playing other ones, like the parallels between them, finding them and utilizing those skills. Also, you're developing different muscles in different skill. And
right, I did basketball and baseball, and like I was definitely more agile and quick because of basketball than I ever would have been.
Yeah,
just
for sure.
Baseball.
For sure, yeah, and you could find tons of examples of that, but hitting your peak. Oh, yeah, Joe Mauer.
Todd Helton started at Tennessee over Peyton Manning. Like, and he was a first baseman.
I mean, John Elway going like New York Yankees. John Elway is probably the most famous one of all time, right? And
right.
Dion, fucking Barry, not Barry, but Bo Jackson,
Jameis Winston. He was a closer
through
and a Heisman winner.
I played against Jameis at Dreams Park.
Really?
In Cooperstown. Yeah, we're in 94s. Yeah, we're 94 birthday. Dude, his team was so sick. They had a big lefty who ended up playing in the Ontario Hockey League too. This kid was better than Jameis. This kid was 13, throwing like 82, 83. It was, what are we doing?
Oh, that's like we went out to Bryan
these days,
Ohio, and when we were in like 8th grade, and we played Whistler, who you think he's still with the Braves, but like that dude was in 8th grade throwing mid-80s, and it's like
it's silly.
No business.
Why am I out here? Close your eyes and pray. Start the load as he starts the windup. Oh, Jesus.
It's so much fun when you play, like when you match up with people that are just so out of your league.
Oh no, it's sweet, but like it's also great if you have a team that's like chip on the shoulder. Because like when we played those teams, we would be like, "Fuck them." They think
fuck them. Exactly.
Exactly.
So, Will, I told Nick this, but I would play, and we stopped. We haven't done it in like a month, but I would do every week. I did a rec league for basketball with through my church, and one of the guys who would come was he plays in the XFL.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And he's like, and he would always be like, "Yo, what's up, Philly?"
Philly.
I'm like, "What's up, dude?" He actually played for Kent State. And
Julian Edelman.
What was that?
I said Julian Edelman.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's in Ohio.
Yeah.
I believe, right? And that big shooting or whatever, school shooting.
Yep. But not relevant.
Sorry. I have word association problems. You'll learn that about me.
Well, so yeah, but now we can use the Spotify advice and tag school shootings.
Sorry about the laugh, Joe.
So he's in the XFL and his brother's in the USFL. And they just
merge?
What was that? Yeah,
they
did. Yep. And
awesome.
I get there and he looks at me, he's like, "All right, Philly, I'm covering you." I was like, "How in God's name does that make any sense?" Like, you're like 5'9", 200 straight muscle. I'm 5'6", 150, and I need to get in better shape.
Oh my God. 150 soaking wet with rocks in your pockets?
Yeah, you're right.
Oh man. Remember Pop Warner football? There was weight limits, and there was a weight floor and ceiling. We literally had a kid who we had to put like rocks in his like pads so
that he could play.
Yeah, he was good too. He flew. Little jitterbug.
I had a 3 I had a 3 in my buddy's face. I was like, I'm telling everybody that
Everybody.
that I hit a 3
Professional athlete? Are you kidding?
Professional athlete's face. He would give me wide open shots. I missed them, and then he closed in on me, and then I shoot it with a hand in my face, and I make that. He's like,
you just hear Mike Breen in your head. Bang!
Bang! Onions.
That's what I heard. Onions.
Oh,
that's Bill Rafferty, right?
Wait, no, I thought it was who's the
no, Breen does the bang, but the
Breen does the bang. I think Rafferty, does the onion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is true because it's also funny too because all of us are telling these stories, and we are so those people that's like, yeah, dude, in high school I was sick.
I kind of was. I mean, I'm good enough to play in college, so
true.
But they're such fun stories. You and me and Nick and I, there was a local like park called Bear Park in White House.
Legends are made.
And Nick and I we ran that for one summer. It was Nick and I, and we would always play 2-on-2. And there were a couple situations where we played 2-on-3, and we won every time.
I think you hit on a good question though. Is it a shame to be like proud of being like a stud athlete in high school?
See, that's the type of questions we should ask. I don't want the relatable questions, but that is more of our audience,
because that's the target audience, right? Just people who like people instead of choosing the recruiting avenue, chose the Milwaukee's best avenue. You know,
chose the Coors Light.
Exactly. Pack. But I don't think there's any shame in it at all. Like I love a lot of my high school buddies. We still talk about like those, the state tournament runs and fucking the tournaments out of state, shit like that. Like. We don't talk about,
and the thing is we fill a role too, because like those people that go on to be successful wish they still had that, and it's all that was on our mind. So when they come back, we just fill them up with all the stories from the old days.
Yeah, not for sure. And you touched on. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, speaking of old ways and new ways, Harbaugh. If we wanted to touch on.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I'd love to touch on it. Can we just touch on it? Because I don't want to.
Let's touch all over it
to them.
So Jim Harbaugh's leaving. Sharon Moore is taking over. And Harbaugh is going to the Chargers.
Okay, thoughts?
Phil, go ahead. You're our NFL analyst.
Condolences to the Chargers. But
there we go. There we go.
I mean, he was good with San Fran. So I mean, and
he has close to like a 70% win percentage in the NFL. He's gonna turn that. Justin Herbert's a good. My initial thought when he went, I was pissed off that he didn't go to Buffalo. Because he's got the quarterback. Now he's going to build up the offensive and defensive lines, and that team's going to be very good. And
I have no doubt they're going to win a
Super Bowl
team.
I think they're going to.
Well, they have a ton of talent anyway. Like they're
so talented. That roster is probably
young. That defense is young too.
Yeah, it was definitely an underachieving team when you have Justin Herbert, who's a top 5 young.
But they gave up 30 points a game.
I don't think you could discredit bad coaching. Like that team was very poorly coached.
Right.
Yeah. And end the game, you just knew they were losing. Like you knew, like there was no question.
Because when you talk about potential, Herbert's got top 5 potential for the young guys in the league.
100%.
Eckler is unreal.
But what was the issue? The defense, right? And Harbaugh will make sure that defense is stout.
What's crazy too is if you watch them, like they'd start out games awesome, and like then the play calling would screw them, and then by the end Herbert catches fire, but it's too late. Like they were just always out of whack.
Lions which is coaching shootout, but that's neither here nor there.
I love Jameson Williams though,
dude.
His over receiving yards is money every single week. By the way,
so
that is a system.
My mother-in-law got online and got me a JMO jersey for Christmas. Ooh. And came in the mail, looked at it. It's Stafford, but it said Williams online. And so she chewed this guy out online. What was that?
Where'd you buy it from? Temu or something?
Well, I don't know where.
That's where I get my jerseys, and they all come correct, bro. Listen, that's where I got my Bobby Boucher Mud Dogs jersey.
So I got a Stafford jersey.
LA Express, let's go.
I have a Stafford jersey, and
LA Express is awesome too.
And just texted me while we were on here and said, "Hey, I got the JMO jersey." I'm like, sweet.
Let's go. Perfect.
And she was like, "If you want, we can meet up and can run and get the jersey for the game." And I'm like, I got the Rodrigo jersey.
I think the impact on the NFL is going to be less dramatic than the impact that it's going to have on the University of Michigan. I've just talked to a couple Michigan fans, and it went from being so happy to so sad so quick.
Well, part of that is Harbaugh leaving, and part of that's what Ohio State did this offseason. Did you see? They just raised another $1 million.
We already talked.
No, I know, but they just raised another $1 million this week.
Yes, dude. I think the CJ setting the precedent.
CJ Stroud donating money back to the program.
He's a leader, bro. He's a leader, man. That's my quarterback right there. Fuck, I love him.
And the sanctions. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with them? I mean, who knows how good they're going to be? I'm not saying
national championship.
Right. If they vacate those wins, I'll be so happy. If nothing else happens but vacated wins, I'll be happy.
I'm literally red with joy.
To speak about Ohio State, though, we have a rumor that was confirmed by multiple sources.
Multiple sources are saying.
Here, let me read the report that I had.
Go ahead, read the report, your report, and then I'll read my report.
So my cousin sent this into a group text.
That's your source, okay?
Yeah, well, he's works in Columbus. He's around the program, and his buddy works for like the Woody Hayes Center.
Before you get into this, I got to bounce.
Well, just leave.
Awesome.
Just leave, then.
Yeah, you can just peace. But thank you so much for coming on, man. It's awesome to meet you.
My pleasure.
That's good. You be nice. I'll be the one. Get out, Phil. Just
new era of 3 dot.
Yep. See ya. Peace.
Yeah.
Do you know how to leave? Okay.
Do you know how to get out of Chrome?
All right, but from my cousin, whose college buddy works with the program. Or his nephew does. He goes, my nephew just saw Bill Belichick on campus. He said a few of his buddies that work at the Woody Hayes Center said he was there as well, meeting with Day and touring the facility. Rumor has it he may come on as a defensive consultant till he figures out his next move.
So I saw you immediately texted me that.
Yes.
I screenshot it and sent it to somebody who is connected with the Bill Belichick family. They confirmed that he was, in fact, in Columbus. Looking around. I'm not sure I don't know that and as much in depth. I just confirmed that he was in Columbus.
And it's not the first time he's toured there because he's come around a few times over the years, just checking things out.
Obviously we're in pro days and shit too. But
no. But I'm saying off season. He used to come once in a while into off season.
This is the off season for the Patriots. I know it feels different, but
I'm saying in general he's been at Columbus before
okay.
in a non-pro day capacity.
Gotcha. But this seems more like a more business. It feels like a business trip.
That's what I'm getting
as opposed to just in passing.
And then I got another text from another source close to the Woody Hayes Center who said there's a contract being talked about. We don't know at all if it's
no idea or what it even is for, but we've heard the defensive consulting thing, and it makes sense, dude. Why not come to a program that has a ton of, and you'll be able to pick and choose which guys you want. That defense is loaded, bro.
Right.
And Bill Belichick, the general manager, this is a smart move for him.
100%. And he gets to scout guys that next level.
In the Big Ten. The Big Ten is going to be the best conference in football.
Well, and not to mention, we talked about in text, Saban's gone, and that used to be the home. Hey, I can't find a job right away. Let me come rehab my image.
I would be okay with Ohio State turning into. I think Ryan Day is uniquely built to do that, just because I think he does a great job dealing with different personalities.
Exactly.
He's a bit of a chameleon. I think he's grown on me. Just the moves that he's made, he's being proactive. Finally, I think Gene Smith is holding him back. I do.
100%. Oh, he's unleashed. Just mentally, and with this new athletic director, he has the full back end.
Full back. They must have just been, we support you, man. Just go do your thing. Whatever you need. Let's turn this fucking thing. We should be a perennial national champion. There's no reason.
Another Ohio State.
But anyways, I've been watching. Do you want to talk about the Whitmer tackle before?
Yeah, I was just gonna do that real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Mainly because I'm a Justin Fry defender, and a lot of people shit on him. We got a commitment. Yes, it's local, but still, you have to get those guys, especially in the trenches.
Oh my God!
Number one tackle, or number 4 tackle. Number 4 tackle. He's a 4-star guy. Carter Lowe out of Whitmer, right down the road from me. So just very exciting to see him stay. Toledo is like Michigan can get those guys, so it's
They
good to keep them
absolutely
off.
can. That's
And Ohio State
that's
won against Georgia and
border war,
Michigan for
man.
this commitment, which is huge.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, we are beating Georgia now for guys like Caleb Downs with this
Right.
the other one, Julian Sand, another one. Like
It's
beating.
a power shift.
Yeah, it's happening and right in front of our eyes. It's good to see.
But go ahead to Will Howard.
Okay, yeah. So now I found myself when I'm sad, I just watch Will Howard highlights because he is so fucking tall and good. And dude, I literally see Josh Allen with a quick release. You know, maybe not as creative, but he still has way more football to play.
And more
weapons. I think he's going to be empowered, and the offensive line is going to be good.
I think the offensive line is going to be so much better.
They're going to be good, not just better. They're going to be good. They're going to be a plus unit on the team. I think.
Well, yeah, you get Sarah McLachlan's son transferring in, and then you have a bunch of guys who were told that they held this team back last year.
Yeah,
like,
literally. And those boys are motivated,
100%.
and they played better, dude. Like the last. I don't think that the racist bull should be any indictment on the offensive
Missouri's
line.
game should not count. They improved.
They were playing 8-year seniors,
right? And from game one, where Josh Simmons can't even go 5 snaps without a false start, to the Michigan game when they were running the ball down their throats, amazing improvement. And that's why I defend Fry. I think Fry's done a great job development wise, and he's got good recruits coming in. But you have Chernobyl. Go ahead.
Yeah, I did, man. So my Friday, I had a team meeting out in Syracuse at the offices at 9. I got there on time. It was great. But I tried to wake up, and I tried to be a little frisky with my fiance. I got turned down. So automatically my day starts off, not the greatest. But I get to work on time. Everything's good. Immediately, fires start to burn, right? I have a shoulder appointment that I have to go to. I thought I was just going to go there and like schedule my rotator cuff surgery, be gone. But I have to get an MRI because they think I'm going to need it replaced. I had it replaced 15 years ago. They think they're going to have to replace it, if that makes sense. Like they've got to change the cap out. And then I had to rush home because the fucking cat needed an antibiotic shot. And I just couldn't deal with it because I tried to look for the cat carrier. No door on it. Where the fuck is the door? You know, I'm calling my fiance. I'm like, where the fuck, baby? I need this door. Like, I can't do this. And I just hung up. I called our vet, and I was like, dude, I vented, man. And I had just been fighting with my mom too about some just bullshit.
This is right before you called me.
Yeah, right before I called you. I was just ready to drive into oncoming traffic with my seatbelt off, dude. Like, fucking so upset. And I just thought that everybody in the world wanted me to not be happy. They were like, yeah, well, fuck you, dude. You suck, bro. So I don't find this door. I call the vet, and she's the night. I actually ran into her at the gas station the day before, and she was like, you got your appointment tomorrow? And I'm like, I know. And I talk to her. I'm like, hey, I can't make it in. And then I just start crying, dude. Just waterworks. It just all fell out.
It all hit.
Yeah. She's like, it's okay. We can reschedule. Like, how's next week? And I'm like, next week is so great. I'm like, any day but today. I just need a nap. It was fucking full on Chernobyl 86, dude. Or 87, whatever the year was. Man. It was a meltdown.
Because what's beautiful too is I didn't know that happened. You told me on the phone, but basically you had your depression there, and then I got the manic side of it when you were coming back up, and you're like, "Hey, I accept it. Today just sucks. This is awesome."
Yeah, no, I literally just ate it. I was like, "I'm gonna eat shit today. It's all right." And then I had a work party that night, which was fucking awesome. It was
go ahead and go into that.
It was Miranda and I. It was our first public, other than the Bills game, our first public appearance as an engaged couple,
as a power couple.
You know, I could see the eyes on us, dude. We looked fucking great. It was just, a really fun time. And me and my supervising agent, my ARD, we got absolutely shit faced when our boss left, and had a great time, dude. I think I sent you the 1.5 photo.
Yeah.
He's got his calculator out. I texted him the next morning. I'm like, what the fuck were you calculating? It said 4.5 on it. He was like, you're BAC that night. Like, good one, Eric.
Hashtag goals.
Goal, yeah. Hashtag Willie's BAC was 4.5. Spotify, suck my dick, Spotify.
No,
How do you really feel about those tips? Because I worked at literally the biggest podcast.
I was just gonna say the Spotify. There's a great
They
Spotify.
don't know anything, dude.
No,
That's not how you do it.
Have you ever had a BAC of 4.5?
No.
You get
Oh yeah, that's the question. Oh my god, my autism took over there.
That's what I'm saying, though.
But that is, yeah, you're right. That's our question.
Their questions suck. If we adjust them to our audience of burnouts,
Their
perfect.
question is like, do you identify as male, female, or non-binary?
Right, exactly. Are you comfortable?
They're trying to get data points, dude.
Right.
I don't know, like, do you jerk off with your left hand sometimes?
It's the big government. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's big government, big gov apostrophe to
big Spotify.
Yeah, big Spotify, dude. I hope they drop a bag on us. So I'll start polishing them off if they want to drop a bag.
I'll sell out in no time.
Oh, 100%, dude. Dude, I will sell out for anything, bro.
Dude, I'll immediately. This podcast will have a
except like Nazi shit. That's the only shit that I won't.
Well, obviously, but Spotify wouldn't do that anyway. I'm saying I would.
Oh,
you're
right. True.
Wake up and be like, "Hey, coffee or juice in the morning, guys." Which one are we going with? I'll do that, no problem.
Yeah, no, you're right. And sidebar, you just indirectly called Joe Rogan not a Nazi, which is out of the mainstream. So we're already breaking away from the mainstream fold.
I think it's wild that he gets that label.
That's crazy, dude. He's a dipshit. Dude, he's a knuckle dragger, bro.
He's a comedian and he's a curious guy. He's a good interviewer.
Yeah, he's good at asking questions.
Right. And he has anyone on, like anyone from any side. We should be supporting that.
I know. Free speech. Like this country was founded on. Well, no, it wasn't. It was founded on, the founding fathers wanting to collect the tax money and not giving it to the monarchy. But that's just
in a way. I'm actually reading a book about that right now, but not the point.
Not the point. But
not the point. Well, no one reads
the story that we were told. That's parallel to this. The one that's in the history books.
Do you have more from the work party, or should I go into the birthday dinner?
To be honest with you, that's about it on the work party, and it was just so good to and we showed up fashionably late too. She had to close up at the gym, so we got there with 2 hours to go. But everybody who was still there waited for me to get there. Everybody who I work with regularly,
right.
The bros and the gals. The bros and not as many gals in my industry in the finance industry, but the ones that are in are fucking awesome.
Smoke shows.
I didn't say
it. So I just had a few observations, and I was texting you some of these as I went. But so we went to dinner last night.
Yeah,
and it was my father-in-law's fiance's birthday dinner, and there was just one thing. I texted you the tools her daughter thing. So we sit down. We were at the Tea Tree Bistro in Perrysburg. Very good place. Very just like an upscale Japanese. Very nice. And this guy comes. We're sitting there in the middle, and it's nice table. Everyone's dressed fairly nice. I'm still wearing a beanie, but I didn't want to do my hair. So this guy comes walking. Just looks like a slob. Dude was 350. And just short, glasses. Just he looked like the World of Warcraft guy.
The edgelord. Yeah.
This is 2 straight episodes mentioning that guy.
Yeah, that guy's gonna be a recurring.
But he walks by and he has this girl behind him, and his shirt says, "Don't touch my tools or my daughter." And I was like, what just wild
Why
shirt
are you
just
thinking
wear out
about
the dinner?
touching your daughter, period?
All of it was just weird. I'm like, what is this guy?
And why is that part of why is that part of your brand?
Not to mention, what are you going to be capable of doing?
Oh man, that's fucked, dude.
That place also. So I don't know if you probably have places like this, but Tony Paco's is a big place in Toledo. And they'll get celebrities will come in and they'll sign a bun and put it on the wall.
Oh yeah, we've got spots like that. Oh, Skinny Eats. That's where it's where Dave went for one of his pizza reviews.
Right.
It's got we have spots like that. Yeah.
So this place right behind us on the wall is a bunch of plates that are signed and stuff. So we're sitting there and I'm trying to read who came in, and one of them was a local Leatherman. So we were all kind of is the local Leatherman really a celebrity? And then one of the guys from our table gets are you still muted? What is happening? Are you good?
Oh, I was asking Miranda a question. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I was making sure that you were all right. All right. So we're looking. The local Weatherman's on there, and we're all debating whether or not that really counts as a celebrity. And that, see, here's the thing though, is I don't know if you're listening or not. So now I have to wait. Regardless, no, I know you are. I know you are.
I have ADHD brain. I have ADHD brain. I can listen to two things and have.
I understand, but like part of it is looking for your reaction. So
yeah.
So anyway, the local Weatherman's on the plate.
Yeah. The local, I do. Those are the best guys too, by the way. Always the biggest.
But that's not the best part. So this guy who was sitting next to me, we had met him for the first time. He's part of her family. He's in a local band. So he walks up to the plates. He's looking at him and he turns around. He goes, I don't know any of these people. Like, it was just such a declaration of like, fuck these fake plates. It was just really funny that he just like, no, this is invalid.
That's so funny, man.
Also, it's a sushi place. And it was I don't like sushi personally.
I don't either. I only like it when I pull it. Like I do a lot of offshore fishing. So like down mid-Atlantic off of Maryland. And if I like mahi, or tuna, like those are like fresh. But when I say fresh, I mean literally dead 20 seconds ago.
Right. Still swimming. Yeah.
Literally, bleeding.
See, I'm not a big seafood guy in general. I've said this take on the podcast before, but I feel like we're of the land. We should eat things on the land. I shouldn't be eating things out of the water.
You're also landlocked, dude. I've got.
That's what I mean. But like, why would I go seek something that if I was supposed to eat that, I would have
potatoes. Yeah, you're a meat and potatoes kind of guy for sure. And you're a big fuck too, right?
Me?
Yeah, you're a big fuck, right? Like,
100%.
Yeah. You're a farm bred.
Like 6'5", 310. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big fuck. Yeah.
But I'm not gonna go seek something that's not of the land.
No, why would you? But look at you, dude. You've never been to Europe.
Why would I?
Culture.
Literally, Haley can hear me. She just texted me. Sushi is amazing. Get with the fucking program.
You made the comment. That's so funny because you made the comment about smoke shows, and I said you said it, and Miranda goes, "Nice, babe."
She also goes, I don't care that we're landlocked. See, we're doing the Spotify rules. We're responding to comments.
Yeah, we are. We're listening to the feedback. This is great. We're interacting, engaging. And this is for the audience. We'll probably be going live in probably 2 weeks from now.
That's kind of what I
don't know whether we're going to do that Monday. We'll figure out logistics.
I'm going to cover that real quick at the end.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you take care of that.
One other thing from that dinner before I get to my last thing. So Legos are a big hobby for like me and Haley do them, her dad does them, and this other guy at the table did them.
Legos are big hobbies for everybody. Everybody loves Legos.
But I'm saying like they're making a comeback.
You
I feel like
dude, John from Scranton has fucking tubs of them, like organized by color, size. Dude, John, you and John should have a good Lego discussion, but continue. Well, I didn't mean to step on you.
No, you're fine. And that's our other producer, for people wondering. John from Scranton will join us at some point. But this was really cool. Her dad has a Lego of a baby grand piano, right?
Yeah.
And he built it on top of his grand piano. So like it's sitting on
sick.
top.
Yeah.
But it has a Bluetooth thing where you can have an app and you can play music over the grand piano, the mini grand piano, and the keys move.
No.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Oh, that's cool. So sweet, dude. You're gonna have to send me a fucking video of that.
I will do that because he was showing.
Because then we're gonna put it on. Then we're gonna show it on here because we have that capability.
I will say it was kind of a flex that you brought up the Spotify list on the screen. Like, look, we're doing stuff now. Like,
yeah, I mean, but the last time I used StreamYard, I mean, they've made it a lot more like intuitive in terms of just how to do shit. Not much has changed, but they made the shit, like every change that I wanted them to make, they made. It's crazy.
Hell yeah. The last note from the weekend.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, and then I'll go through just the quick 3-dot plans going forward. But
yeah.
Also just another random shout out, just because I didn't have time to go through it all. But Shane Gillis has really grown on me as a comedian. I used to be like anti anyone new. Big Shane Gillis guy.
Yeah, I mean, I just from I was pretty close with Blind Mike. Like him and I texted quite a bit. Like
me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, I had messages with him, Cullinane, Steve Robinson.
Oh, no
all those
kidding!
guys.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I didn't know how tapped in we are with those guys. Yeah, but no. He before he even brought him up on the show, I think Mike was telling me about Shane Gillis,
Dude,
and then
Mike's
he got canceled, and it was like he was the person who I was referring to when I said last week that the cancellations. If you have a strong, and you said it, if you have a strong base, dude, and a
Right.
firm shaft,
Exactly.
you're gonna be all right.
How much better would SNL be if they had Shane Gillis right now?
Oh my god,
His sketches are
I
hilarious.
think the best thing, his sketches are so much better than their dog shit pieces of trash, like
100%.
pandering, awful, just tits up, mailing it in every week. Dog shit. The only good stuff is like Scarlett Johansson's husband and Michael Che. They have some good back and forth. I like that. When
Colin Joe.
Yeah, and Colin, when they like make each other read jokes, that's a good
That's
thing.
good. But they only do that like once a year. Like,
yeah, I know. Yeah. Mean tweets was always good, I thought. But I don't even think that was an SNL thing. I think that was the Fallon, wasn't it?
Yeah, it started with Fallon
Or
and
Jimmy
then
Kimmel. No, Jimmy Kimmel, I thought.
they all kind of took
They're all
over
the
that.
same.
But the big highlight from the weekend was great because there was a time when Haley and I were first dating, and it'd be like the party doesn't stop. Like you go to dinner, and then you're going to a bar after. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
you're going to several bars, or you're out till close. Last night, after our dinner ended, our big move was we went to Walmart and bought a coffee maker.
Dude.
And we were so excited.
That's
Like I was more excited about the coffee maker than I've ever been about a party. Like,
man, the little things. We were so excited for our Taco Bell after. I mean, we had a great time at the work party, but that Taco Bell fucking smacked after. You know, I think it was because of the time, right?
Well, yeah, that's always true
and the
for
company,
Taco Bell.
right? The time, the company.
Literally, we're sitting there, and I'm like, "This is amazing." We're sitting here just obsessed with. We made a couple cups of coffee, and we're like, "This is great.
That's sick, dude.
This is all we need."
Yeah, literally just a coffee maker. That's it. I think that goes to like people fucking like trip out about the dumbest shit when you could enjoy little things in life, like a sick ass coffee maker, and just be content with like what you have, you know.
100%. I think that's maturity a little bit too.
A little bit to an extent, but I mean, I see people who are in their 60s who are still like running materialistic, keeping up with the Jones rat races. Like perspective is such a massively important thing that has just completely gone away from society. We live in the most myopic society, I think.
There we go. Back to the theme. Yes.
But you know, I don't think there's any question how myopic it is. And the amount of just immediate, like people should not be given immediate feedback to their entire life, right?
Right.
Like people should have time to make mistakes, stew on them, and not be absolutely fucking vilified when they make mistakes.
100%. SNL would be better. Prime example.
There you go.
Real quick, what you were saying about enjoying stuff. I meant to bring this up with Phil. The other night he texted me. He goes, "Name your top 5 wide receivers." Just guys being dudes. But I looked it up. We had done it 2 months ago. The exact same list. and so then we started doing defensive ends, point guards, and it's like that tweet that goes around that's like guys can just name random players and be happy. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, no, fuck you, you're wrong.
Fuck you. Yeah, you're absolutely
amazing.
Wrong. 100%. You send over fucking the stats. Like the numbers do not lie.
Numbies.
This guy puts up Randy Moss numbers. Like whatever anybody asks, like who's the best wide receiver in the league?
Randy Moss.
Tyreek Hill. Why? Why? Tyreek Hill. Why? Because he is fucking nobody is like him.
He's There's not another fast, which is what everyone wants to be. His best weapon is better than anyone else's next best.
Yeah, exactly. His best is better than anybody else's best. But he goes up and makes tough contested catches. Like
that's true for how short he is. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, but and talk about a guy who turned his character, like his image 100%. Around. Too. Like you know, I thought of him as just an absolute scumbag, and you know, he was a kid, man. You make mistakes when you're a kid, and you grow up, and now he's a family man. Like
exactly what we were talking about. You learn. If you're not completely destroyed, you can become a better person. Like
100%, dude. Especially if you have that kind of speed.
Well, yeah, that's a big factor.
All right, dude. Hey, the wedding, the engagement photography guy is calling me, so I think now would be a natural time.
I'm finishing right now. If you want to just call him back in 1 minute?
No, you do solo and go logistics.
Okay. So, like Will said, we're gonna try to go live in the next probably 2 weeks. And then we'll be able to be live on YouTube, have a live chat going. You'll be able to interact more, which we joked about the Spotify thing, but we would love people to watch live and have more of a radio feel to it. I think it was good to have some callers on today. And if you want to do that, reach out to 3.podcast@gmail, hit us on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. A lot of you obviously know me, so you can text me too if you want a link, and you can listen live or come on the show, whatever you want to do. Also, we will be more interactive on Twitter. You can, again, 3.podcasts with an S on the end. And we will be able to do clips this week. We're going to have timestamps this week.
Yeah, I had them all written down. We're good.
I saw you. I was paying attention. And
yeah,
like Will, obviously the lead producer going forward, doing a great job, getting more graphics up. We're going to do clips this week or next week. I mean, again, no pressure.
Next week. It depends on. I mean, I should have time tonight, but this week isn't as bad as the last week. It was just it was a busy week for me.
And I'll listen back, and we'll have the episode on YouTube and Spotify later today. Or
I don't think there are we don't have to make any cuts or anything, so we're good.
Exactly. So just email me the file like last week, and I'll put it up. And then I just want to give a quick shout out to Ryan Callahan, another new dot, and who else gave me a ton of feedback? Jeff, Andy, all those guys. They know who they are. Thanks for Anthony and Phil for coming on. And I think we'll try to have maybe 1 or 2 guests each week. And if we go live, obviously we can have more comments and be more interactive in that way. But unless you have anything else, Will, I think we're all set.
I'm all set, man.
All right. This has been the 3 Podcast.